What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 24th day of June, and we had quite the immaculate reversal yesterday. That's what you call a bullish engulfing candle. Some people would say it's not a bullish engulfing candle unless we wicked below yesterday's wick or 2 days ago's wick, but I don't know, tomato, man. You engulf the whole damn thing, in my opinion. At least you engulf the body and this top wick here. Up a whole 4.3% to the upside. That is one of the bigger days that we've seen in a while for Bitcoin. It is very possible, you guys. Absolutely, it's very possible that we will see new all-time highs by the end of this month, right? That's what we've been saying. And I am still, just so we're aware, I am still maintaining the stance that we could go lower. But the fact that we didn't yesterday, I thought that today, or I guess yesterday, Monday the 23rd, I thought that would be the day that we would go down. The fact that we didn't and we reversed, man, we're back at the bullishness. I feel like I've been flipping and flopping over the past like 3 days in a row now. But I don't know. That's just what, I mean, that's kind of what the price has been doing too, right? We've had some fake outs to the upside, fake outs to the downside. I'll tell you what, it's very, very low on the totem pole of statistics to go below the 236 like this and not interact with the 382. But maybe a white swan event like the end of World War III, which again we also said was never going to happen. That might save the day. It really might save the day. Perhaps this was truly just Sunday weekend panic vibes, and now that it's the week, now that it's actually like the real week and the stock market's open, traditional markets are open, the real price action is showing its strength here, and we got a lot of volume, some of the most volume that we've seen since the low back here. I mean, literally, these two candles have the most volume we've seen since these two candles, which are at the low both times. So it's very possible, I would even say likely at this point in time, that we do see new all-time highs by the end of the month, right? Even if we were to go down, even if we saw some kind of move down to 95.8K, that is still possible. It absolutely is. We do, after all, only have lower highs, and we're going to get into the shorter term time frames in a moment here, but I am bullish at the moment, at the sake of flip flopping again tomorrow if we if we dump all the way down here. Today was a little bit more bullish than I intended it to be. Let's see. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there. Okay, 1 hour here. Let's go. All right, 1 hour MACD crossing up, man. 1 hour stochastics, bullish as hell. 1 hour RSI, also in an uptrend, bullish as hell. You'll probably take a break soon, but come down a little bit, find support here, high or low, right? And then you'll get one more drive up here. Maybe you get another drive, and then you come down again, and then you form bearish divergence. I don't know. Will you form bearish divergence tomorrow? Will it be today at some point? I don't know. I don't know where it'll be, but I don't think that you're done here. That's my thoughts looking at this here. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, going from the high to low here, high to low right here, right at the golden ratio. That's where we've gone today, and this might agree with the idea that, again, that the 1 hour was suggesting that we might come down a little bit on the RSI. We're overbought here on the stochastics. Come down a little bit, bounce off the 50 like you did before. The 1 hour MACD could even come down and be fine. Find support above the zero, at the zero, whatever. Who cares? But a little bit lower wouldn't be crazy at all. It's absolutely common to go from the golden ratio, here like you found resistance right there, and down to the 0.5382 area. So if we're finding support here, as long as we're above $102.8 thousand, I'm not concerned that we're going to go below this low. I feel confident that that is a low. But if we do go below, understand if we go back below 102.8K, if like today closes, we're back below 102.8K, we're back on the bearish note. There, down to 95, 96K it is again. We got to be fluid. And after all, this whole trend, this is just another lower high in a series of lower highs and lower lows, right? It's not, we haven't broken that structure yet. But in all fairness, this one looks pretty damn convincing. You got pretty close to breaking this here. I don't think that we're going to go below the 382, but again, if we do, we'll flip back to being down at 96 and 95K. That'll be like 4 days of flopping and flipping in a row, man. Let's see. I very much would expect we find support around 104.2 to 102.8K, something in that area. A little bit of downside first, again, based off the 1 hour time frame, and the 4 hour might agree with that, right? Rejecting the overbought zone a little bit. You've got higher highs in the RSI from this high to this high, lower highs in the price from that high to that high. That's hidden bearish divergence. Hidden bearish divergence is not a strong form of divergence, but a little move down, that would make sense. Stochastics just got overbought, so to me that would imply there's more to go. RSI has yet to get overbought. To me, that means there's more to go. The MACD looks like it wants to cross the zero, and if it does, that means we have more to go as well. Looking at the daily time frame now. Looking at the daily time frame, the MACD potentially doing exactly what we were expecting it to do all these days ago, right? Just without the low that we were looking for over the past couple days. As far as price goes, right? But the MACD finding support at the zero line, right? That's a very common thing to do. If today's green, we start moving up out of this. If that is the low, and we really do start to see this end of month rally take shape, this should absolutely look like a bounce right off the zero, you guys. And that, I mean, anytime we do that, it at least promotes some kind of growth. And some kind of growth from 105K equals new all-time highs, right? We do another 4% day, man, and we're there. I mean, maybe not technically there. You know, right now we need about 7%, but whatever. We're very, very close. Daily MACD does not have bullish divergence, but I do like the area that we're at for support. We do not need bullish divergence to turn things around. RSI bouncing right off the oversold zone. That is a rejection. That's a really nice look right there. Can it persist is the question, right? If we turn back around, we get below the 40 today or tomorrow or going into this week, that would not look good. And again, 95 to 96K, even lower than that, would be an option as well, or a consideration to make. The stochastics look robust. Typically on the daily time frame, typically what you do is you'll go from oversold to overbought to oversold to overbought to oversold to overbought to oversold to overbought to oversold. You know what I mean? You don't stop in the middle typically. So the idea there with the stochastics is saying, hey, we got more to go. We got more to go this week. This week, the end of the month is going to be productive, and we will see new all-time highs by the end of the month. I might not have gotten the call correct to the downside, right? Should have stuck to my guns, but I'm telling you guys the reason why I was so confident and still a little bit cautious even is that it's very uncommon. Like 5% of the time, maybe 10% of the time. I think it's like 5% of the time or less. When you go below the 236 in this fashion, you closed below it twice even. You closed below it. This is kind of a give or take. Maybe, maybe not. You know, whatever. But this is pretty damn definite that you broke through that 236. It's very uncommon to not see that 382 as support. Unless you're in a strong environment. I don't know, man. MicroStrategy buying, various institutions buying billions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin, holding up that 100K area. Anytime it gets below 100K, man, they're going long. They're calling their buddies. They're going into debt. They're putting it all on Bitcoin, man. They're selling their houses, their second houses, and their eighth houses. You know what I mean? Like they're putting it all in Bitcoin here to not to hold the price up, but because they're aware that price below 100K is a blessing. It's an absolute blessing. We've been blessed for far too long, right? And now the vultures are here. They've got big bags. These vultures, man, they're big birds. They really are, though. I was just talking to my wife about that. Vultures are actually very big birds. I saw one on my drive home today. I was like, holy shit, what is that? It's a vulture. It's a big bird, man. Huge bird. 105.1K right now, 20 hours, 24 minutes left in the day. We are anticipating a end of month rally. We've been anticipating that, right? Even calling for lower prices, that was the expectation. We've been calling for new all-time highs by the end of the month. That's been the expectation. Granted, we will be a little bit lower than where I thought we'd be by the end of the month. I thought we'd be at like 130 to 140K, but we'll be at new all-time highs nonetheless and ripping and running to higher prices in July. I think July is set up, you guys, to be a fantastic month. And if these tensions with Iran and the United States and Israel can calm down, I think that would definitely reflect well in the markets. But we'll see. Time will tell, right? Let's look at the 3-day time frame real quick. 3-day RSI, I guess, stochastics has me a little concerned. I like the RSI though. 3-day MACD, not a big concern there. You know, and also looking at this too, it's been a second since we've talked about it. But again, actually, this is perfect diamond pattern behavior, you guys. Look at this, right? We've been talking about this too. Coming up here like this, diamond pattern. And yes, there's some blemishes outside of it, but it's like a diamond top right here. When you break out one direction, you're notorious to throw back through the breakout point and then continue the other direction. We're seeing that now. We're absolutely seeing that now. We've talked about that a lot, and I think that's exactly what this is. That's another thing that makes me think that we have found this low. But we're one tweet away, guys. We're one tweet away. We're one event away in the world from plummeting or pumping. Maybe none of that matters. I don't know. We'll see, though. The markets seem to think it matters, so I guess that's really all that matters, right? It's all psychology at the end of the day. What's nice about what we've done yesterday, or as of yesterday, is now we are up on the month. We are having a green month instead of a red month. Every green month we get, if I can just Get this here. Every green month we get is good because we just got in the overbought zone. We don't want to get out of it. We want to stay in the overbought zone, not reject it, because now I believe we are on a path, you guys, to significantly higher prices. Hold on, let's get on the index here, something that has more iterations. For looking at this here, this trend line for all of Bitcoin's history on the RSI, okay? We've interacted with it every single cycle. Every single cycle. One peak, two peaks, one peak, two peaks, one peak, two peaks. One peak, two peaks. And here we have no peaks. We have peaks down here. We had peaks here. We had peaks here. You know what I mean? Like there's peaks that are lower, of course, but I'm talking about the peaks that interact with the line. This one was the second peak. We're counting it as the second peak because every second peak, although this one did not touch the line, it was the second peak after we interacted with the line. Every second peak marks a cycle top, and we can actually validate that real quick here, just for anybody that hasn't seen this before. Okay. And we're gonna piece some things together as to what that means. Okay, going forward. Just if you've stuck around, this is actually a really exciting aspect of the charts right here. Okay, we only normally talk about this in long-term analysis videos, but we're gonna cut it in here a little bit. You know what? I'm going to delete some stuff. I'm just going to delete the stochastics and the MACD. That way we can look at this a little bit cleaner, right? So you see, I guess we don't even need that. I guess we don't even need that. So I put a line on each second peak in the RSI, right? These little bubbles, I put a line on each of those second peaks. You'll notice that that was the all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. Even in the double top market, it was the all-time high. And again, it was the second peak. It didn't interact with that line, but it was the second peak. We haven't interacted with this line yet. A lot of people think this market is more bearish than any market. It's more constructive. And this, what do I know about the future, right? Nobody knows the future, but what I can tell you is this structure in the RSI is the most ideal bullish structure that you could ask for. Getting overbought, bouncing off the 60, getting overbought, bouncing off the 60, getting overbought again. This is more bullish than just going up this high and then coming down. It really is. It's absolutely more bullish. It gets you set up for some fantastic things, guys, because it's the relative strength index. So whenever you're getting relatively strong moves and getting overbought, you know, relative to weak moves in the bear market, okay, it doesn't take much to send you up here. But whenever you're getting relatively strong move after relatively strong move, that means it's getting stronger as time goes on, right? And we can validate that the market cycle, every cycle, first off, the cycle does get stronger, but as time has gone on, we've seen stronger moves. We can validate that now if you guys want to. Hold on, let's just validate that real quick, okay? Because I know it might not look like it, but let's get it here, okay? From not from a low, but from the beginning of the move here. I would say it's like here, low to high, and not the high of the consolidation phase, the move. Low to high here. That's the move. You see how it's getting bigger, 46. Low, that's not really the beginning of the move though. You kind of, yes, but let's call it here. I think that's the beginning of the move, just like that's not the end of the move, right? We're not cherry picking here. We're just trying to be very specific. I guess that is cherry picking because you're being specific. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting the move. I'm not trying to get the consolidation phase. I'm trying to get the move. And you can see each percentage is getting larger, right? If I wanted to, I could prove my point and just be like, look, low to high here, but that's not the move. I feel like this low to high, that's the move. And every single move has been getting bigger as time has gone on. Now, this is what threw me off over the past month, is that this move, and I would say that that was the end of this move, it was not bigger. It was actually not bigger. We're consolidating now. Maybe it was things with Iran. Maybe it was tensions like that. Who knows? But I'm anticipating that this next move that we're going to see is going to be the largest move that we've seen in the whole damn bull market, you guys. The monthly RSI getting overbought like this, we're on a path. Getting back to this is really the most exciting thing right here, you guys. Check this out. So whenever we get to the overbought zone, we're going to probably continue higher. I don't think we're going to stop here again. I think we're running up to our, right up to our trend line. Okay. And I don't know how long it'll take. Maybe it's by the end of July. Maybe it's by the end of August or September. I would think before the end of this year. And the best part about this is, again, we get two peaks. This one was 4 months apart. That one was 7. This one was 4. That one was 7. They alternate, coincidentally enough. 4, 7, 4, 7. I'm not going to count it. I've already counted it so many times. I just know that that's what it is. That would imply 4 or maybe 7. That's the range that we have here. If we top off this, and I doubt that we get up here by the end of July. I doubt that we do. We're probably going to get there by August or September. Let's say it's August, but it's probably going to be later than that. Let's say it's August, though. That means 4 months later is the second peak. August, September, October, November, December. December this year, guys, which Bitcoin likes to top off in December, man. Or December, November time. And maybe we continue to grow. Maybe it's September, October, whatever. What's great about this is we'll have a better idea and understanding of when the bull market ends. I have a strong belief that this RSI has something to do with it, man. That it'll be a key aspect in our analysis going forward. But there are other things too. There are a lot of other things that we don't really normally talk about. We'll talk about as the cycle gets more developed, but we're not anywhere close to any of these cycle peak indicators popping off just yet. So we got that's the exciting thing. We're nowhere near it. We haven't even had our first peak. We've got so much time left in the bull market, you guys. And again, it's a really good idea. It's hopeful. I mean, I'm very hopeful that we close this month green. That way we don't reject the overbought zone, because if we do, that'd be really bad. That would actually not look good at all. So we want to close this month green. We would like to close above about 104.7K, which we're there now. I think we will continue to new all-time highs by the end of the month, getting the highest high and the highest monthly high close in Bitcoin's history all at once. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you very much. I think we're rocking and rolling, guys. I think we're rocking and rolling. End of month rally. And if we get a little bit of turbulence today, if your favorite altcoins that pumped 10%, 8%, 30%, some of them yesterday or more, if they pull back a little bit today, don't panic, okay? Please don't panic. All right, take care. Buy more. Bye-bye.